Beside that play ball, yo. Welcome back to the Final Whistle podcast, people. I am Javon, and this is another match review. Chelsea 3, Barcelona 0, them side dead. Ah! Let's get into the match review. People, before we get started, please remember to like, share, comment, subscribe, and welcome back to the channel. Hit the notification bell to get notified for when I upload a new video. Now, Champions League football has returned after the international break, and what a way to kick off Champions League football better than a 3-0 demolition, a 3-0 embarrassment, a 3-0 butt whooping, sending Barcelona back to the Camp Nou, sending them back to Spain with their tails between their legs. Chelsea 3, Barcelona 0, and I want to start by saying Cucurella is one of the best left back in the world. Debate done. This is not even a conversation. Okay? Let's start by giving Enzo Maresca some praise, because that starting 11 he put out. That starting 11 Enzo Maresca put out is... Let's just take a look at the starting 11 Enzo Maresca put out. As you can see, that was the starting 11 Enzo Maresca put out, and we were all kind of questioning why he didn't start a striker up top. However, I understand why he didn't start a striker up top, simply because we were looking to exploit the high line of Barcelona, and what better way to do so than to to take advantage of the high line by using pace in behind. The pace of Pedro Neto, which we later saw in the match, the pace of Esteval's pace and trickery of Esteval, and the pace and somewhat trickery of Alejandro Garnacho. Where do we start? Let's start let's start from the first half. I would say from minute one, I want to give Barcelona about 15 minutes here, and that's it. Up until the 26th minute, Barcelona in this game was non-existent, and I remember a specific instance in the first time when Caicedo stepped on the ball, turned and spread it wide. When Caicedo started to get up the flow, that's when Barcelona didn't have a prior, right? You're looking at people like Enzo Fernandez. Enzo Fernandez, I am convinced, is a big game player. Once he put his foot on that ball and started spraying past it, Barcelona didn't have a prayer. Enzo Fernandez and Moses Caicedo ran the midfield today, and we dominated the midfield even more when Andre Santos came on. Now, before we get started, I want to give praises to Cucurella, Reece James, Malo Gusto, even though he did get a yellow card and he got pulled off later on in the second half. Actually, at halftime. However, those three were top draw performances, and I still think Moses Caicedo could have done better. I still think this is not even one of Moses Caicedo's top elite level games, because you could say he dwelled on the ball just a tad too long. But I'm not going to criticize Moses Caicedo. He's a gem. He's one of us, right? Pedro Neto had a really good game. Pedro Neto has pace. This is how you use your pace, Pedro Neto. But with all of that said, the kid has arrived. Esteval Willian has arrived. He is the truth and nothing but the truth, right? When we speak about this guy in positive light, rival fans from opposing teams has the harshest critic on Esteval, saying he's not ready. Stop comparing him with Yamal. Stop doing this and that and the third with Yamal. They were both on the pitch today and only saw one. Matter of fact, Cucurella is just taking Yamal or the Yamal penetrante, sending him back to Spain. Cucurella is shaking his pockets. Oh, Yamal still in his pockets right now. Right. So let's take a look at some of the actual play from the game. Now, like I said, Caicedo and Moses Caicedo and Enzo Fernandez was running the middle of that park, and I cannot give them enough plaudits. But also Trevor Chalobah. Your passing today got us out of a lot of trouble. Your defensive awareness, along with Fofana, utilizing Fofana's recovery pace, them two at the back today was immense. Robert Sanchez didn't have a thing to do, and when he was called upon, he came and collected crosses and distributed the ball properly. And you cannot ask for much more from your goalkeeper. No, we had one slip up the moment where we were trying to play out from the back. Reece James tries to play the ball out. The pass got intercepted and the pass got played to Ferran Torres. Well, for the love of me, people, I don't know how Ferran Torres missed that. But hey, he missed. Ever since that miss, Barcelona was nowhere to be found. We upped our levels and we demolished them. We completely demolished them. Let's take a look at the first goal. The first goal comes from a corner. We take the corner, ball gets played into Malagusto. Malagusto. Cucurella comes over to the right hand side, peels off the defender. Ball gets played from Gusto to Cucurella. Cucurella whips it across the ball. Neto does a brilliant back flick. It trickles between two defenders. Bob's your uncle. It's 1-0. We, at this point, when we scored the first goal, we were deservedly up. We deserved to be up at this time because we were peppering Barcelona. At one point, I was sitting there holding my head. Is this my team? Is this the levels we can get to? And I remember we've seen something similar to this in the PSG game. But in my opinion, this was a more dominant performance than the PSG because we were peppering that goal. If it wasn't for offside, Barcelona would have been the scoreline would have been much worse. But us getting that goal, we deserve to get that goal. Barcelona, apart from that Ferran Torres miss, I don't even think they had a shot on target. And that's down to us stepping up, playing our game, playing how we're supposed to play. If we continue to play like this and let the opposition have to worry about us, there's no telling where we can finish this season. So yeah, man, I'm absolutely happy with the win. No, after that first goal, we're bopping the ball around. And I noticed there's a shift in tone with the team. We started playing out with a bit more bravado. We started bopping the ball around. It's at the 43 minute because I'm making my, little mental notes here. At the 43 minute, we're just bopping the ball around. We're going in at halftime, easily the better team, dominant team, and very comfortable. There's not much more you could have asked for in terms of a performance in that first half. But hey, guys, it gets better. No, it is to note. It is definitely to note that Barcelona picked up a red card later on in the first half at around, I want to say, the 43rd minute. So yeah, they picked up a red card then, and also Malagusto got a yellow card and he was hobbling off, so he may have picked up a small injury. But in comes the second half. And this is what I want to talk about. Here's where it gets exciting because Andre Santos was trusted to come on in the second half and shore up that midfield. This was given to him based off the brilliant performance that he got at Burnley. Right? So he gets in that from the gaffer. He comes on for Malagusto. When he came on, the midfield looked so different. Yes, I know it was against a 10-man Barcelona, but we dominated them even more. Him, Caicedo, Enzo were just bopping the ball around between the three of them. If Caicedo didn't clean up, Andre Santos would clean up, which then allowed and enabled Enzo Fernandez to keep flicking those balls over to Canacho, flicking those balls over to Estevao, flicking those balls over to Pijanetto, who was playing as a number 9. Another sub was made in the later on in the second half. But just before then, let's speak about Estevao Williams' goal. Brother, this goal was a goal from the gods. This goal was as a superstar in the making goal. Firstly, the initial phase of play that we won the ball in was an attack. Estevao wins the ball, bobs it to Reece James. Reece James bobs it to, I think, Enzo Fernandez, and then Enzo Fernandez places it into Estevao's path. Estevao picks up the ball and walks by 2 defenders, twisting them up inside up, and just lashes it up in the near post. What a goal. That's a goal out of... You can see that goal being scored when you need someone to change a game, when you need a bit of magic. We were already dominant, so for him to pick it up and do that and slap it top bins, yeah man, superstar. superstar. I'm not going to get into is he better than Yamal debate. No. Let the kid thrive. Let him be Esteval William. This man is an absolute baller. And after that second goal goes in, the game was dead. Barcelona didn't lay a glove on Chelsea. It was sure dominance. Utter, utter, utter dominance from Chelsea. It was a thing of beauty. These are what, and see, these are the things that Chelsea do to us as Chelsea fans, right? They show us performances like this, and then let us down in the game that we're supposed to win. The discourse was, oh, we're gonna get demolished by Barcelona. Hello, hi, hello, I'm Javon, Chelsea fan. We just beat Barcelona 3-0. What now? What now? We'll talk about what now on the sideline view that we're recording and dropping tonight or tomorrow. Moving on, because we still got a third goal to talk about. The lock comes on. You know, he comes on for Garnacho. So Pedro Neto moves over to the left hand side. The lap's obviously the starter, but the game doesn't change. We're still dominant. We're still attacking in forces. We could have had 3 more goals after Esteban scored. But ball comes out. But we're attacking an attacking play. We get up the field. Ball gets played to Enzo over to the left hand side. Beats the offside chop. Plays a ball across the box. The lap is behind the ball when the ball is being played. Taps it out 3-0. They checked it for to see if Enzo Fernandez was offside, but he wasn't. And it's 3-0. Bob's your uncle. Wrap it up. Game is ours. And nothing. I kid you not. It was damage limitation by Chelsea. We could have easily made it 4 or 5. We took our foot off the brake. We took our foot off the gas. It was at the 85th minute, because I notated this. Cucurella, Moises Caicedo, Robert Sanchez, and Andre Santos, they were just playing the ball in and of amongst themselves. When Barcelona would try to press, 1-2 pass, get out of there. Gittins came on. The ball gets played over to Gittins. Gittins takes it down the line, cuts inside, and they're just playing with the ball. There was even another play where I think it was, this was before Gittins came on, where Garnacho got the ball, pulls it back, then Esteban plays it to Enzo, and Enzo fires it into the keeper. If we could have a 3-man midfield while Palmer is out, where Andre Santos, Moises Caicedo, and Enzo Fernandez plays, that's a dangerous midfield, 3 people. And remember, Enzo Fernandez is getting goal and assist from midfield. So it's scary. Palmer is back in training, so we might even see him feature against Arsenal. But I just wanted to drop a little bit of stats here before we wrap up the review. Esteval is the first player since Kylian Mbappe to start feature in 4 Champions League games in his debut season and score 3 goals. So a goal a game, essentially. Yeah, man. Up the Chelsea. Arsenal. We're on our way. Arsenal. That's a big test. But we'll do some previews on a couple other channels, and I'll be here for the Arsenal review. Really, please remember to like, share, comment, subscribe. Up the Chelsea. We're gone. Peace.